As Nintendo continues to plunder its back catalog for new Wii releases, the one franchise that always made too much sense was Punch-Out! Wii Sports Boxing proved that pugilism and motion controls can live in harmony, but Punch-Out! Is a different beast. Should this classic have spent more time in the gym, or is it ready to deliver a knockout punch? The premise here is the same as it was many years ago. You play as Little Mac, a squad contender hoping to take home the belt. He has to punch and parry his way through a ladder of nefarious opponents on his way to the championship bout. There are 3 different classes of opponents, with each one housing 4 bruisers to defeat. This brings the grand total of opponents to 13 and 1 secret character that we won't spoil. The list is small considering the stable of characters the series has debuted over the years, and though you do get classics like Bald Bull and King Hippo, the selections are a little curious. Aaron Ryan isn't exactly a poster boy for the franchise, and yet he was included, while fan favorites like Dragon Chan were overlooked. With a lone new character, Disco Kid, it's pretty easy to see which segment of the market they're reaching for.
Oh, ready for this? Yeah, Disco Kid!
There have already been over 30 characters in the series to date, so 14 is definitely a disappointing number. The modes and options plumb the depths of the framework about as deeply as possible. The career mode has you tackling all the opponents in order, and then you run through them again to defend your title. The second time around, the boxers feature new costumes, attacks, and sometimes special conditions to put them on the canvas. On the last run, though, Mac has to mop up the competition before losing 3 times. Then there's the exhibition mode, where you square off against each opponent with a list of 3 conditions to fulfill, like knocking them out with a set number of punches. This is surprisingly fun, as it forces you to look at each bout in a different light and truly learn the intricacies of the gameplay. The final element is head-to-head, where each player takes control of Little Mac and tries to build up enough juice to turn into his alter ego, Giga Mac, to dish out mega damage. It's an interesting tug-of-war concept, but it would have been nice to play as some of the regular boxers and utilize their special attacks, and head-to-head is only available offline. For better or worse, this new Punch-Out! Is designed very similarly to the original games. A lack of a true career mode, any sort of training activities, and online play is disappointing, yet there's still enough substance to keep you in the ring. Punch-Out! Is a unique sports game in that it's really not a sports game at all. It's all about pattern memorization and timing instead of manual dexterity and knowledge of the sport. You don't have to worry about setting up your hook with the jab. Each boxer has a set number of attacks they can perform, and success is all about how quickly you can recognize visual cues and then react. Each boxer has a tip-off animation that lets you know which punch is coming, and as you make your way through the game, the window of time you have to respond shrinks. It's a tried-and-true formula, and it still works. Opponents will also flash at times, and this is your opportunity to deliver a shot to the right place to gain a star. It can then be used to deliver a devastating star punch. Mac can hold up to 3 at once, and the more stars, the more deadly it becomes. Ouch! If he takes a shot, he loses all his stars, and this risk-reward system imparts the gameplay with a deeper layer of strategy. The final element to the combat is the heart meter. It builds as you fight successfully, but get your punches blocked or take a few jabs, and you're left unable to attack. Again, it's nothing new for the series, but it adds another element to keep an eye on. It's hard to say that a game is polished, as Punch-Out! Is coming out too early, but an extra couple of months in development, and it could have used the upcoming Motion Plus accessory to replicate true punching and dodging motions. Instead, you get motion controls with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck that basically replace button presses. You can also use the Wii Balance Board for dodging and ducking. Using these controls is a lot more interactive, but the reaction time and reliability just aren't there.
Let's dance!
The balance board, in particular, isn't responsive enough to handle stiff competition. The good news is that you can turn the Wii Remote on its side and play it just like the old games. And we definitely recommend it. Nintendo has a great opportunity with Punch-Out! To really show what the Wii is about, but the motion controls hinder the player's ability to compete. Playing the old-school way is basically required to finish the game, but then it fails to offer a new experience. Either way, it can become incredibly addicting trying to solve the puzzle that each opponent presents. Punch-Out really shines as a party game, whether you're using the balance board and motion controls to topple one crazy character after another, or going head-to-head.
You can always take a whooping. Are you ready? 'Cause I'm gonna put on a show.
One area where things have been vastly improved is in the presentation. The animation for the various boxers is simply awesome. Their eyes follow and react to every nuance of the fight, and their personalities come shining through in their various ring entrances.
Get out of my way! It's showtime!
There's not much setup for each fight, save for a few stills introducing each character, but what do you really need to know about a soda-swilling Russian? There are a few cinematic vignettes that once again give a nod to the old games, but otherwise, it's all about the in-game action. The characters speak in their native languages and the lines are delivered well, but there's no translation to know what they're saying.
¿Qué pasa? ¿Quieres más? Perfecto.
The music features remixed versions of classic Punch-Out tunes, and you'll find yourself struggling to get the main theme out of your head. It's an impressive looking and sounding game that transcends the Wii's technical shortcomings thanks to a smart art style and attention to detail. In the last 15 years, a lot of games have tried to replicate the Punch-Out formula, but all have failed until now. It's disappointing that the motion controls are more a novelty than an effective way to play, but the personality, nostalgic nods, hidden goodies, and battle-tested edge-of-your-seat gameplay demonstrate that some things never go out of style.
Woo-wee, Mac, baby!